She regularly takes that. 여기까지만 보고. She regularly takes this a close-up for appearance. Yeah, but I know what that means, don't worry. But you know, somebody who actually asks, your best friend asks about is there any problem related to her, that could be also very inconvenient. Just put you in discomfort because you don't really know how to answer it. Sure. I'm so sorry, I actually stopped it by seeing the regularly takes. I know there is, really on the other side, that's a closed. I didn't see that. Well, that kind of event occasionally happen, but it's not a great deal. So once you see it, and I really already sold it. because 그거 한 2달 전에 했던 것 같아요. 나 진짜 똑같았어요. 글이 닫혀있다고. Not a big deal. I already had done it at first. But this time I stopped it at the regularly takes. Oh, it regularly, then that's convenient. And that's my problem. No, I just misperceive it. That's it. No, I don't really need to lose a weight. Excuse me, I only stopped it by seeing the regularly. That was really the one-time thingy all of a sudden. No, I really actually stopped it. I'm not lying. I spent that many minutes. 그렇게 많이 시간 쓴 적 없어요. 왜냐면은 얘는 조금밖에 안 보고 얘네 2개로 고민한 거야. I was actually thinking, I'm not lying. If someone actually tracks my pupil, just simply actually perceiving regularly, I already stopped reading that one that quickly. And I was actually confused between a third one and the fourth one. Because two of these options were somewhat, which one would be more convenient? Using a new toothpaste? Because some people actually especially if you go through a chemotherapy, it would be very difficult to use a new toothpaste. And I'm thinking, emotionally, your best friend would ask you to actually give a straightforward answer. That would shame you because you've been actually tiptoeing around not to hurt her feeling or ruin your friendship. But you never actually, if you really want to know how much amount of time I used by actually reading this, I'm more than happy to go through a very rigorous pupil tracking. I really don't mind. 그건 아니죠. 이렇게 빨리 푼데 보지도 않은 거야. 아까 사실 너무 이렇게 하고. 그리고 그거 저번에 풀었어요. You know what? If you really have a doubt about my perception, go check out my history. I already actually solved that. 벌써 했었어요. But this time I really actually stopped that by seeing the regularly. 그 regularly를 보고 그만뒀어. 그게 내 문제야. I don't really understand that. That's really the reason I want to solve new questions. If you really want to actually see how quickly I react to it, I really want to have fresh questions because of the more I would repeat this procedure, the more I would be negligent. I only stopped it regularly. I haven't actually confused between fourth and a third option. Oh, you know what? Emotionally, even actually your best friend ask you to actually see something very honestly by offering a straightforward answer. That would be really difficult for you. You know, it's a really emotional inconvenience. Since you even actually extenuating, that's not just simply getting weakened. I'm so sorry. The first option I didn't see this time, but obviously, that's what happened to my, rainforest diversification, biodiversity. Because sometimes you actually, don't see what's been so obvious on top. But even though when you were calm multiple times, not just once, it's not really a coincidence. Multiple time, I really got this in a road block. The actual street was blocked because, normally she travels as her routine. Many, many times I got it, but just, one time I actually, because of negligence or whatever mood change, I didn't see it. But lots of other circumstantial factors that would have come in, then I didn't see it. There was no chance that I can rescue myself. 계속 이상하게 한 번만 잘못하면 나한테 그래요. That's not true. No, I really actually had a whole lot of history of getting that right. 벌써 많이 맞았어요. 생각해보니까 그 앞에 근데 그걸 못 봤어. regularly까지 있고 그만 벌써 지웠어. I really actually literally went through my eyes to simply finding out the regularly. Oh, regularly. What's so inconvenient about something you are doing regularly? Let's try to, cross it out. That's my mistake. I should have been patient. I'm not lying. That's a really ridiculous argument. I know more words and I know the nuance better in English. It's not crazy argument. It's really easy. I don't mind. Just be a little bit cautious to see everything. That's all I'm asking for you to do. 그걸 몇 번이나 했었어. 진짜요. I mean, I still really remember that. It's not really excuse. I actually did it multiple times. Really, more than 3 times. The rotor block. Just like, what James Carroll means in the rotor block. I mean, I just actually heard that. Donald Trump, physically and figuratively impeding the way of powerful peace transition. Peaceful power transition. What am I talking? This is really interesting. The power transition is blocked. The transfer of a power is not actually going smoothly because of this blockage. That's inconvenience. I understand that, of course. But you know what? I'm so sorry. I was a really too negligent. But upon perceiving regularly, I was actually even sneering at myself. Oh, who would I actually consider regularly as inconvenience? I just already stopped it. I'm really sorry, but I have solved it multiple times. That's the reason. If you want me to be tested, I'd like to have a fresh questions. I'm really, really sorry. No. 두 번이나 했다. 이렇게 5월 달부터 지금까지 두 번 했어요. If my memory serves me correct, and starting from this May up until August, at least I covered that inconvenience more than twice. I really remember. I'm so sorry. I really actually, literally, if someone truly can actually detect what my eyes perceived, I really actually laugh at this regularly. Who would I consider regularly as inconvenient? Just cross it out. No, I'm not lying. I'm not actually being turned off. That's a really ridiculous argument. I have a lesser chance of getting wrong. You know what? Those are Jeopardy contestants. They actually do the same mistakes. Those are written in plain, simple English. There are actually some of them even. I really actually heard that there was one person who named the author of the book, but the question was about the title of the book. It was written in English. It was in plain English. Nothing was difficult. That's just somewhat ridiculous. There's nothing unusual. Just make sure to read everything. Okay, like this. Right now, I read everything by turning it around. You see that? I really read everything. Then it's a fine. It's reasonable. Just actually read it. Sometimes, out of mannerism, I don't really read. Not really something is obscure, abstract, or unknown person, or something that is not tangible. I mean, sometimes you have to consider every option. It's not really forgetfulness. I mean, it's not really a lie. If you really want to be tested, I'm more than happy to test it for each word. 225,000 words are there, then please print them. In that way, I can mark it off really quickly, on and off. That's not because of me being confused, but I just really like to have a change that I can actually minimize any other intervention coming from different agendas, like misperception or just simple misunderstanding or anything. Because you've been constantly repetitively reiterating the same issue. That would definitely make you less cautious. I'm not lying. I've been actually doing this too many hours. That's really the reason why this is happening. I really remember I solved that one exact same one 2 times. But this time I didn't really quite remember the exact same composition. But I really remember, in retrospect, I remember I solved it. But this time, it's my mistake, obviously. Upon perceiving, upon detecting regularly, I was actually cheering at this insinuation. Regularly. Who would actually think that someone who's been habitually doing things that would be inconvenient? Cross it out immediately. It's just actually in 1 microsecond. I immediately cross it out. I am really sorry. That's the real reason I don't want to do this anymore. That's just mere negligence, don't worry. I'm more than happy to be tested for common sense and feelings, but I just want you to reword them. And that way, I can be super serious about it. That means I don't really need to pay attention to them, but at least I don't really want to have any assumption that I already covered. There's nothing that I don't know. So I could actually treat each option with the sense of negligence or lightness, or I just really want to remove levity coming from the repetition. That's all I'm asking for. It's not something that I have to be super focused. No, the freshness is worn off. That's the real reason. I kind of assume that I already. What's the difference? What's something that I don't know? That's really the mindset that I have. It's a pretty difficult to control that after hours. Well, that's not true. I'm really confident about the emotion. Just actually bring in other questions. I mean, many of them are really caused by negligence. It's true. I couldn't actually wait until the bottom. I don't mind. If this is really a serious test, I really need to at least have a little bit of attention required by the proper test measures. Then I'm more than happy to be part of it. I really don't mind. I'm pretty powerful with the feelings. I really don't mind. I like to be interrogated by a person, but only for emotional matter.
Score.
싫어. 그걸 그만할래 이제. 나 하기 싫어 근데. 이것도 많이 맞췄는데. 3번을 맞추고 한 번을 잘못하고 또 맞췄어요. 그래서 3번이나 맞췄어요. 한 달 동안. 한 달 동안 3번을 맞췄는데. 2달 동안 3번? Within 2 months, I got this 3 times in row. And 1 time wrong, accidental cause. I only saw what's on bottom. The 4th one, I got it again. It's not difficult at all. 정말 2달 동안 3번을 맞췄어요. 정말 뒤져보세요 한번. 왜냐면 잠깐 여기 밑에를 보고 그 CBO, Collateral Debt Obligation Insurance, the AIGs and selling off the insecurities in case of bankruptcy. And I didn't really see the first one. Speculative 갑자기 모르고 눌렀어 가다가. 근데 진짜 그런 일이 일어나요. 계속 사람이 계속 반복적으로 클릭 이렇게 하다 보면 진짜 이상하게 한 5시간 했었거든요 게임을. 정말이에요. 5시간 동안 같은 행동을 계속 화장실만 갔다가 미친 사람처럼 하니까. You know, if someone actually watched me, I was really like crazy. Went to the bathroom for a while and constantly clicking and doing the same thing with even actually no time to breathe properly. Flint, Michigan. 저 진짜 처음 푸는 건데. 솔직히 감정 첫 번째 나왔을 때가 가장 중요하지. 왜냐면 이거는 되게 조심해야 된다고. Rainforest diversification도 그렇고 두 번이나 맞았는데 그냥 한 번 다시 볼 때 계속 나오니까 급해가지고 그냥 콱 누른 거예요. 진짜예요. 그렇게 못 믿겠으면 새로 만들어 오세요. 그래서 만약에 그럼 얘 문제만 풀어서 한 200개를 풀어서 최소한 그렇게 이상하게 틀리면 내가 책임을 질게. 종이로 하면 안 돼? 왜냐면 나 진짜 성격 급한데 좀 아니면 컴퓨터로 이거 좀 해주면 안 될까? 진짜 부탁이야. 나 시험 안 칠 것 같아. 지겨워 좀 이거. 진짜 좀 지겨운 것도 있어요. 그냥 그것만 탁 보고 regular 탁 보고 지나가 버려. 진짜 사람들 그럼 느리게 봤지. 근데 이게 실제로 안 measure 됐잖아요. 내가 여기 regular까지 갔는데 얼마인지 안 체킹 안 했잖아요. 그래서 4번, 5번은 고민했어. 친구한테 그런 말 하면 그거 진짜 어려울 텐데. 솔직하게 말하기 어려운데. 그럼 곤란한 그것도 일종 이모셔널 인컨비니언스니까 일종의.